Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm Paradoxic, and a new special look has been released at Marvel Studios' Black Widow ahead of, I think, like a football game or like a sports game, a sports event of some sort. Not the Super Bowl just yet. I don't know when the Super Bowl is happening this year. I think it's usually around like March, April. I think I could be very far off on that front. I think it feels like it's usually March or April, but this is not Super Bowl. This was something else. I think the name, I read it somewhere the other day. And it's completely slipped my mind now. But it's some sort of sporting event that allows like trailers and stuff to be released as part of promotional stuff. So a special look at Black Widow has been released. First trailer was very nice. Was very good. I mean, the fact that we're getting a Black Widow movie alone has me hooked, but the trailer did give us a very nice glimpse at what we can expect. We saw a look at Natasha's past, but also like people that she knew as part of the Red Room and people that, like her OG Russian family, pretty much. We saw Yelena, who is another kind of another Black Widow, pretty much, like someone who trained with her in the Red Room and someone who can and probably will pick up the mantle of the Black Widow at some point in the MCU, like whether or not it's in another Avengers movie or at some point in the future. But we'll have a look at who she is and what kind of special spot she holds in Natasha's life. We saw who Rachel Weisz is playing. I think I've forgotten her name. I think Melina. I think that might have been her name. Yeah, probably. I think it might have been Melina or something along that line. We saw her. She's also another Black Widow, and we saw David Harbour's character, Red Guardian, coming in. Alexei something. I know his name is Alexei, but his last name is something with many more letters that do not come to mind right now. But we saw all of them, especially David Harbour suiting up in the Red Guardian suit, and we also saw a glimpse at Taskmaster as well, who will be debuting in this one. So. I mean, given how much like Taskmaster in the comics, especially like crosses over into other superhero stories as well. Like he's a Spider-Man villain, he's a Black Widow villain. I think he's a Cat villain at one point as well. He's a villain to like a enemy to pretty much like a lot of these different superheroes. So whether or not they'll actually keep him around after this movie or if he's going to be killed off in this one, we don't know. Hopefully they can keep him around because he does. Based on what his abilities are, he does seem like a very interesting kind of villain to actually keep around and have featured in future stories. But yeah, this special look, I don't know what's gonna be. Maybe another look at Taskmaster, maybe another look at the Red Room and what's happening. But yeah, I think this one does seem to be set like near enough to present times. I think this is set around the Civil War time. I think around the Civil War point in the MCU kind of history. I think it's around that point. I think she did leave the team at one point in Civil War to go back to Russia and stuff. So it could be featured during that, or it could be just before Infinity War. It could be when she actually does like I think because because like after Civil War and before Infinity War, before she joined Cap and Sam, she did like work to erase her history and go on the run. So this could be to do with that, but also just giving us a look at what her history is. So without further ado, let's see exactly what Marvel Studios has got in store for us. Let's go.
Natasha, my sister. After all this time, what brings you home?
A SWAT team.
I'm on the run. I was trying to do something good. I need more than just a trained killer.
You're fooling yourself.
Damn.
We're still both trained killers.
Oh god.
We have unfinished business.
Yeah, I can't get over that white suit. That white suit is amazing. Oh, okay. Damn.
Still fits.
Yeah, it definitely does.
Family. Back together again.
You got fat.
Smelly water weight.
Yeah. Oh.
Of widows. New enemies.
Yeah. Definitely.
Learning from my past.
Whoa, nice. Oh yeah, you can throw that shield, all right. You can throw that shield. Oh damn, yeah.
Who the hell is that guy?
Oh, that is freaky. That is freaky. May 1st. Okay, that is freaky. Yeah, okay. Good glimpse of Taskmaster. A good, nice glimpse of Taskmaster. I think he's showing off that shield. He's showing off that shield. Like he can put it out to block, and then he's throwing it. So he's faced off against Cap at some point. Either that, or he's somehow seen Cap in action. I think. Because I think his thing is that he has a photographic memory. I think he can actually like if he sees someone executing a certain action, he can do it with down to the last detail. Because I think in the first trailer, we saw him actually pulling out a bow and arrow and preparing to fire that. So he's probably seen Hawkeye in action. So with the shield, I think that would be like a little hint that that Natasha has to fight him as if she is fighting Cap, but also that this person, I think, whether or not he's only seen the shield throws, or if he's it could mean that he could actually combine all of his memories, so he could use the actual hand-to-hand fighting style of one person, but then use the shield techniques of Cap. So you could throw it and then throw in a few punches of Hawkeye's and then catch the shield again and then block it like Cap or something along those lines. But it's gonna be cool, and the way that they both flipped up at the same time, I was like, oh god, this looks so amazing. And Red Guardian, I think, does he have super strength? Like, the way he just, tossed that guy across the floor seemed very, very quick and very kind of, superhuman in terms of speed. It wasn't even he was using his whole body weight. It's just he grabbed him by the leg and then just tossed him away, as if it was like a ragdoll or something. So I don't know if he has super strength or what, but he is being described as the Russian Captain America. So, in terms of, embodiment of spirit and soul and, in terms of who he is basically being called, the Russian Captain America. So whether or not that means he has a serum inside him, I think is up for question. I mean, he could have, but then, he's, just kind of, despite having the serum, he has let himself go just a little bit, and even Melina is saying, so, there's that. And then I think they said, that there's, a new room of widows being trained. So I think they did. I think they even mentioned in the last trailer they're going back, but they have to shut it down. So whether or not at first they went their separate ways after having shut down the Red Room program and making sure that they were the last ones out of it, and then maybe now they've detected that someone else has restarted the Red Room and they're training a new Red Room of Black Widows. Maybe that could be the mission. They're not only going back to shut all of this down, but to actually, shut down a new operation that maybe Taskmaster is behind. Maybe Taskmaster could be the one controlling this whole operation. He's the one protecting the new Red Room as well, stopping Widow and Yelena from actually shutting it down. But I'm gonna watch that trailer again because it was awesome. So. Yeah, where is it? Special look, there we go. Okay, so, one more time. Let's go.
Natasha, my sister. After all this time.
I love her accent. You did a really good job on it.
I'm on the run. I was trying to do something good. Be more than just a trained killer.
You're fooling yourself. We're still both trained killers.
Oh, that's going to be so fun to watch.
Who's we?
Yeah. Yeah, scissor kicking.
Still fits, Family. Back together again.
You got fat.
Smelly water wind.
What's this, smelly water wind? I don't know.
A new world of widows. New enemies.
Yeah, huh? And he's got a sword as well, damn. Boom, boom. Oh yeah, Widow's Bite. Yeah.
Who the hell is that guy?
Oh, he's good. He is good. She's got a fight on her hands. Yeah, I think he has a sword as well, which I think, Hawkeye doesn't start using a sword yet. There's still a few years for that to happen. in Endgame, but he has a katana as well. But yeah, I think I think that they're definitely, you know, like showing off like exactly how good of a fighter he is by watching other people do what they do and actually retaining that kind of physical memory. I think that's a testament to his hand-eye coordination as well, like the fact that he can actually just watching someone do it, but his body is also trained to be able to replicate those actions down to the last detail. So with the shield as well, actually throwing it and presumably maybe having it come back to him as well, because we know Cap has that, like he actually throws it in a way that it can come back to him, or he can catch it in some way. So maybe Taskmaster's going to have that, and he's got the sword. But yeah, I think she said, like, you know, there's a new Red Room of Black Widows, you know, born into existence, and now they've got new enemies as well. So showing Taskmaster and the SWAT team. I think the SWAT team could be there maybe because of like her involvement in like Civil War, like her going on the run. Because I think she originally was on Team Iron Man, but then she did kind of stop T'Challa from actually catching up to Cap and Bucky. So then that, with the word about that, got back to Ross, and then we saw Ross in the first trailer, but I don't know if he's still gonna have if he's still gonna send teams after her on the sly. Like maybe he has to keep up appearances, and he's just, you know, he's telling the government, okay, we've got our eye on her, and he's sending teams after her, but he's doing it knowing that she can handle herself, and he's doing it just so that the government gets off as well. Something, I don't know, but I mean, for the most part, she was on the side of the Accords, so there's not really much of a reason to, but besides from her stopping T'Challa, there's not really much of a reason for her to be on the government's watch list. But again, pre-Infinity War, so could be her, like, one last chance for her to actually erase her past before catching up with Cap and Falcon. So yeah, this looks cool. Just every glimpse I get, it looks better. And I'm just all the more excited for this film. I'm just all the more excited for this movie. And May 1st, I mean, it's 2020 already, so just a few months more, and we can actually get to this damn movie and actually see it in all of its glory. But yeah, that looks amazing. So I can't wait to see what more they've got. I think this was just a special look. I don't really know. I mean, this definitely feels like a TV spot. So I think we at some point we should have like a second trailer on the way, and maybe after that some clips as well. So we know. I mean, when it comes to the clips, we know how revealing those can be, even in little snippets. So we'll see exactly what happens. But that was one hell of a first look. I think Yelena as well. I think she. I think we have like slightly more of an interesting glance at what their dynamic is in this movie. Like, you know, like Widow saying, like, you know, like you are more than just a trained killer. But then Yelena, I think presumably after they took down the first Red Room that they were trained out of, they went their separate ways. But Widow, I think maybe Yelena either became her own solo act, or maybe she like ran a bit with the KGB and then went her own way. But I mean, we know that Widow was with the KGB originally, and then she was recruited into Shield by Hawkeye. So then I don't know if Yelena actually went with the KGB for a bit but then left it, or if she went her own way. But she's like, you know, we were always trained killers and all that stuff. So like, everything that the Red Room trained us for, we were always going to be anyway. So she's kind of stayed on that path and not really doing any superhero business, I don't think. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how those kind of dynamics collide, especially knowing that at this point, like the Natasha we get in this movie is someone who has fought with the Avengers. She's fought for the good side. She is one of the good people. So, you know, seeing how that kind of clashes with Yelena. I mean, Yelena will respect her regardless. She is like a sister to her, pretty much, and she does. I think she, like, whatever position she takes, whatever fight Natasha fights, she will respect her regardless. So it will just be interesting to see how, like, those those two ways of life collide. Like, you know, Yelena believing that she is a trained killer and she's good for that, but then Natasha being like, you know, they trained us to do whatever they wanted, good or bad, but we can make our own choices too, and we can choose to fight the good fight instead of the bad one. So it'll be interesting to see how that actually collides. And seeing Red Guard as well, I think I'm excited to see how he gets pulled off and what his actual powers are. I think he if he is the Russian Captain America, then chances are he does have some kind of a serum, and especially him tossing that guy across the ground is definitely a hint of something. And Rachel Weisz is Melina as well. Good to see her in action. I think I think she was wearing a white suit as well. But I think it's gonna be interesting to see if all these like current Black Widows or all these women who have actually held, and one of which still does hold the Black Widow mantle, going up against other like a new generation of Black Widows trained presumably by Taskmaster, and seeing how that fight unfolds as well. That's gonna be cool, because like we saw her fighting off against a few of them, like one of them came at her with a staff, and then another one she hit with her widow's bite thing. So that's going to be cool to see. It's going to be interesting to see. But that is pretty much all I have from this teaser. A great teaser. Looking forward to all the rest the promotional material has to offer. But yeah, that was a special look at Marvel Studios' Black Widow. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, then salt and burn that like button. Comment on what you thought of the episode and what you think of the episode. Comment on what you thought of this trailer and what you think is coming up in the movie, and what you're looking forward to in the movie most. And yeah, that's it. So I will see you guys next time.